Alright guys, I just wanted to do a video here and talk about something I've been thinking about lately. And I thought about this before, I wanted to do a video on it, but I never ended up getting one out. And basically, the way I feel is that Hickok45 has probably done more for the gun community than we will ever realize. He's probably done the most in this century for the gun guys than anyone has ever done in history. Now, the reason I say that is there's a few different reasons why, and I'll go over some of those. Number one is because he is the biggest gun channel on YouTube. There might be one or two channels where they shot things and blew things up, and they may have more subscribers than Hickok45. But I don't consider those channels true gun channels. I consider those channels where people watch to see what happens or to see explosions and things like that. So as far as true gun channels, knowledge of guns and different things, Hickok45 is by far and away the biggest on YouTube. I forget what his subscriber count is up to. I think it's 6 million, but I could be mistaken on that. Okay, so for the first time in history, we have a common person, not under a television setting, not scripted, to put a face to some firearms. Before Hickok45, all that the American public would see about things like AR-15s and different AK rifles was what CNN and the liberal media that controls the airwaves in this country would spin on their channels. So, for the first time ever, we get to see a real live person, amateur person, and say, hey, you know, this is the type of people that own guns like this AR-15 here in America. Now, Hickok45, this isn't any personal information because he talks about this himself. He's a retired school teacher, and the way he does his gun reviews is I'm sure you all know, but he talks about the guns and talks about history and shows the guns and shoots them. Well, this sheds such a good light on gun owners because I don't know anybody in their right mind, whether they're anti-gun or pro-gun, that could watch Hickok videos and say that's a bad guy. You know, no tactical beards, no, you know, none of all this stuff going on, which I don't have a problem with that. I think the tactical beard's cool, but you just see an average, everyday man that enjoys firearms, and you get to see something other than what's shown in Hollywood films, which is way, way off the beaten path, and people believe what they see on TV and what they see on, like, CNN and the liberal media. So, by people getting to see, because he's so popular, to see Hickok45, it has shed the good side of the gun people of America. Not that people that get AR-15s are psychos and going out there and shooting up stuff. It shows what the average American AR-15 owner does. Now, keep in mind, AR-15s and AK-47s are the least used firearms in any crimes in the United States. I believe it's only 1%. Okay, the highest percentage of firearms used in crimes in the United States is what we call throwdowns. They're little Jimenez, little high points, little blowback 380s. Those are the most popular guns used in any kind of crimes in the U.S. Stollard arms, 9mm, you know, pop metal guns. That's what it is. So it's amazing how this liberal media that guides the airwaves in this country can spin it to make the AR-15 be an evil rifle when in a population of 330 million people, it's the least that's ever used in a crime. It should be the golden boy for good guns. It shouldn't be looked at as evil or bad. So Hickok45 teaches about guns, kind of like you're in a classroom, and shoots the guns, and it finally put the face of the American gun owner to the gun. And because he's so popular, one of his videos was shown on Jay Leno where he carves a pumpkin by shooting it with a gun. He does it every year. It is so widespread that if you look up almost any gun out there, Hickok45 is going to come up. And we needed somebody like him to show what it really is, not with the spin of the liberal media that comes out of Washington, New York, and Los Angeles. That's the three major media sources in this country, and those are the three most anti-gun states in this country. And that's not even, that's newspapers, and we're talking newspapers, TV, cable television, everything. They control what goes on. They convict people before they've even had their day in court. A lot of times on these news channels, and they can spin anything to make the public go out of control if they want to. They have the power to do that. But so the more subscribers that Hickok45 has, the better it is for us gun owners. So I support him 100%. He may not agree with some of the things on my channel, and I understand that because some of the things I do and say are controversial as far as my opinions on things. And he doesn't associate himself with a lot of channels for the fact that he doesn't want to be seen as one that that has the same opinion as some people do, and I totally understand that. When YouTube was new, I believe I had conversated with his son in comments back and forth. Hickok45 was one of the first videos I've ever seen, and it was way back in the early days. And I'll tell you, I could be mistaken, so you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe one of the first videos Hickok45 ever did was for the forum of Glock Talk. This was when the gun forums were huge, and YouTube was really nothing yet. Hickok45 was showing how far he could shoot accurately with a Glock 27, I believe it was, a Glock 27. I think he was shooting 250 yards, somewhere in that neighborhood, maybe 180 yards. I can't remember, one of those two. Well, he put a video up of him doing this, and in order to be able to get that video to the forum, he used YouTube as a way to connect it up to the Glock Talk gun forum to show these guys, hey, for those of you that don't think a smaller gun's accurate, here's what it can do. And that's what started the legacy of Hickok45, in my opinion. So we need him in the gun community. I hope he makes money hand over fist with his channel, just for that fact, because he puts the face of the average American gun owner behind the AR-15 and the AK-47, and shows, hey, it's not just what this liberal media puts out there and the anti-gunners. This is the real life. This is the real thing. This is the real deal. So I just wanted to do a video on that, and let me know your opinions on that, about Hickok being good for the gun community, because I feel it's the best thing in this century that happened for gun rights. All right, guys, until next time, this is H4T, and I am out.